Hello and welcome to episode 17 or 18 of the Nose Bros. I'd like to thank everybody who's watched the video, commented on the videos, made suggestions, all that stuff, subscribed. I appreciate it. I'd also like to apologize to people the people who've made suggestions that are positive suggestions, I'd like to thank. Suggestions like, why don't you go fuck yourself, are actually suggestions but not helpful. Also not possible. So those, not thanking you for. The ones like, why don't you make a video about this? Those are the ones I like. Also, like, why don't you use sunscreen? Why don't you? I'm okay with that too, because I really need to take better care of my skin. So I'd also like to apologize to the people that have been waiting for videos to come out at a consistent and timely fashion. I may have promised to do that. I do apologize. My excuse is I coach girls basketball at this time of year, and it eats up a lot of bandwidth during the day between practices and then the hours I spend getting all the swearing and screaming out of my system before I go to practice. I don't want to swear and scream at teenage girls. If you look like me, it makes you look like a bully, so I don't want to do that. So what I do is I scream and swear at my dog. He's a little Shih Tzu. He doesn't speak English, so it doesn't matter. And every time I scream and swear at him, I actually feel bad, and I reward him with a biscuit. And so now whenever I raise my voice, his tail starts wagging, and he runs over by the cupboard for a biscuit. He's fat. He's going to need a doggy treadmill, and I'm going to have to buy him like little doggy Lululemon clothes to work out in because he's spoiled. So anyway, also, yeah, this is my, not a green screen. This is just not my basement. So today I wanted to talk to you about Grant Stone boots. Now, I talked about the Diesel boot before, which is kind of their preeminent boot. Today I'm going to talk about the company as a whole. So construction, quality control, convenience, and value. So I have 9 pairs of Grant Stones. I'm not bragging. That actually makes me embarrassed because that makes me sound like a friggin' moron because they don't have 9 different types of boots. But I buy them because I'm easily swayed by things like, for example, this is a kangaroo leather, rust kangaroo leather boot. I got it this weekend, and I really like it. It's a very plain Jane boot, but it's super light. Which leads me to my first scientific discovery of the episodes, is that if cows had kangaroo skin instead of heavy cow skin, they would be much faster. They'd probably run 40 or 50 miles an hour and be able to jump over cars. We wouldn't be eating them, we'd be hiding from them. Cows would be running things. It'd be like having, cave bears running around this place. Cave bears that ate grass, but still were dumb and ran into you and knocked you over and broke your hip. So, anyway, Grant Stone. I'm going to deal with the elephant in the room first. Yes, I know they're made in China. So are your iPhones. Get over it. The reality is, there are quality items made in China. Being made in China does not automatically make something crap. Yes, it might help make it crap because there's a lot of crap that comes out of there, but there's also a lot of crap that comes out of everywhere. So there's also the thought that the people who own the company they live in the US, headquartered in Michigan, I believe. So having workers in China has the vague sniff of exploitation, which I'm not 100% sure, but from what I've heard, Wyatt's the guy who owns it. I'm saying it like I know him. I only know his first name. I think his last name's Teller or something like that. That actually might be an actor. I don't know. Wyatt something. He owns the company, and apparently he treats the employees more like family than employees, whereas my family treats me more like an employee than family, which is, proof that not every family is the same. So we're going to ignore the fact that they're made in China when we're discussing their quality control, their value, all that stuff, because we're looking at the boot independent of its origin, all right? And then I will talk about that at the end. So there are plenty of boots. There's the Diesel boot. You've got your brass boot. You've got your Ottawa boot, also kangaroo leather. Kangaroos are assholes. We've all seen the video where the kangaroo has the dog in a headlock, and the guy has to come over and punch the kangaroo in the face to make it let go. And the kangaroo, instead of doing like normal herbivore shit and running away, just stares at the guy like, come at me, bro, like some sort of douchebag. And right then I was like, no. And I briefly encountered kangaroos when I went to Australia, and they're just shitty. They're like, now I like deer because I don't own anything that deer are gonna bother. I mean, they're not coming to my backyard and swimming in my pool. So I like deer, but I can understand where if you owned like a farm or maybe a small vegetable patch, that they would be a big pain in the ass. Where'd the radishes go? The deer. Well, kangaroos are like that, except there's a lot more of them running around proportionally, and they're fast, and they're actually aggressive. And I'm pretty sure at least one person has been killed by a kangaroo in a fight. So I can't prove that, but I'm pretty sure it's happened. So what I wanted to talk to you about, first of all, is construction-wise. And I'm going to talk about a basic construction type. So they have day-night soles, they have commando soles, they have leather soles. So I'm going to talk about a basic leather sole Goodyear welt construction. All of the boots have 360-degree Goodyear welts. Doesn't matter which ones they are. But they come in a variety of different soles. Leather, day-night, commando. Not really a variety, it's 3, which is technically a variety. I'm going to discuss this one right in front of me, which is the Ottawa boot in Midnight Suede, which is a very pretty color. Split toe, cap toe, looks kind of like a tanker boot from Alden, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go through the build on this, and we're just going to extrapolate that to the other boots. Some of the other boots will have commando soles like this one, right? Commando sole. Or day-night soles like this one, but they'll all have one of those 3 soles, all right? So when I think of heritage boots, the first thing that comes to mind is leather, right? So suede upper, Goodyear welted, 360-degree Goodyear welt, antique brass eyelets, brass speed hooks. It's gusseted up to the 3rd eye hole, leather lined, and then you've got a leather insole. You've got cork and a steel shank. All the boots do. Leather midsole, leather outsole. You can see all that leather right there. It's pretty thick. And this is probably the slickest, and I don't mean slickest like coolest, I mean slickest like most likely to slide on leather sole I've ever experienced. When you first get it, I actually mimicked Tom Cruise in Risky Business, kind of a chubby Tom Cruise, fully clothed, because I was wearing boots, to be dumb, to be just in my underwear. Going across my carpet, I went to get my dog to put him in his crate when he was a puppy, and I hit the carpet and just kind of slid right by him, and he just watched me, and then probably went to the cabinet to get snacks. So the boots are all Goodyear welted. Everything in the boot itself is high quality. The build itself is ridiculous. I've owned $600 boots, American boots, and these are built as good or better than them. I saw a video that said Alden Killer. Honestly, if these were made in the USA and they were this price, and I know I said I would ignore the Chinese thing, but there's a lot of people who fixate on it's from China. If these were made in the USA and were this price, Alden wouldn't sell boots because everyone would buy these. That's just my personal opinion, but I think it's right in this particular case. Quality control. Quality control in these has been perfect. I mean, spot on. Let's take a look. Like this Edward boot, look at the stitching on the welt. There's not a lot of other stitching up here, like visible stitching, but there's no loose threads, no stitching issues, but I can grab any boot and it's the same thing. They're all like that, perfectly spaced. Everything is, exactly the way it's supposed to be. All the boots, all of them are the same. And while that might sound like an insult, what it means is they consistently do good work. Oh, these actually look a lot like Alden Indies, really. So these are the brass boots. But all of them, every pair I've gotten, has been perfect, quality control-wise. They've all been really, nice. I haven't had anything to complain about. I don't feel the need to nitpick things on them. They're very well made. They're great boots. Convenience. They go from 6 to 13. They go, now I'm a 14E on the Brannick, just kind of like a little bit short of the 14 and just a little hair short of the E, but more than a D and more than a 13. So I wear the 13 Triple E in most of these boots, and they fit great. The only one I like, these came in a 13E, but I just love the way they looked, so I bought them, and then I stretched them, and then I leave shoe trees in them that are slightly larger to keep them stretched, and then I take them out and wear them, and they fit great. Pro tip, right? So I'm not really a pro. It's not really a tip either. I'm sure everyone knows how to do that. So the quality control, or I'm sorry, the convenience on them is you're going to get a 6 to 13, half sizes up to 13, and they all come in D's and E's. Some come in triple E's. They make really wonderful shoes. They make Chelsea's. I don't have any of the Chelsea's. I had a pair of the Dune Long Wings, but I got rid of them just because I don't ever wear them, so it's just pointless. But the convenience on the boots, most people are going to be able to find a boot that fits them. Just make sure, like if you're a 14 like me, make sure that you get the triple E because that'll fit you much better. Value. Oh, this is the thing that kills people. So these are $380. And the first thing I'll hear from most people is, I'm not going to pay $380 for a boot made in China. All right, well then just pretend the boot was made in Michigan. Would you pay $380 for that boot if it was made in Michigan? Yes. All right, so maybe he's paying those people in China Michigan wages. I mean, he's probably not, but maybe he is. Would it be worth it then? I mean, the reality is these boots are high quality boots. The value and the price don't match up. If these were American made boots, these are $600, $700 boots. And I know that sounds kind of stupid, but it's true. Now you could say, yeah, but if they were American made, I get that. But they're really high quality boots. I mean, I'm a fan of made in the USA stuff. I like made in America stuff. I'm not saying we don't make some crap here, but I like it because it helps support American businesses, American workers, blah, blah, blah. I get it, these boots are made in China, right? Like, so's your iPhone, right? So there's still good things that come out of China. If you're buying a boot for its quality, the Grand Stone makes perfect sense. If you're buying a boot as a patriotic gesture, I get it. Buy something else. Spend a little bit more money. Buy a Truman, buy a Knicks, buy a Whites, buy a Red Wing, buy a Wolverine. There's a lot of options. There are a lot of options of American boot companies that make their boots in America. But if you're buying a boot because you want a great boot at a reasonable price, Grand Stone's probably the place to go. Like, all things considered, if you're looking for a resolable Goodyear welted boot, built like a tank, gonna last a long time, these are them. I don't want to oversell them. I don't get, obviously I paid for all these things. No one gives me anything. No one gave me anything in my life. It sounded like a little mopey there for a second, but no one's given me any boots or given me any kickbacks or any codes or anything like that. I just like the construction and the quality of the boots. So yeah, I am sorry that my reviews have been so sporadic. I'm hoping that as my team winds down its season, I will have more videos out. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Under 14 minutes again. I'm still doing well here. You guys have a great day.